Welcome to Mr. Brown's basement. About 2 weeks ago, I took apart the Sony TV-750 portable television, hoping to make it work. If you didn't catch the original video, here's a link to it. I soon discovered that it was loaded with battery leakage, and though I could get a picture, there was almost no brightness. I traced the voltages and signals leading up to the picture tube and discovered a broken contrast control and that the voltage to the final anode was way too low. And the picture tube is weak, with low cathode emissions. The extendable antenna was also missing its final section, and its tip was broken off. I didn't have the right control in stock, a 1K small-bodied potentiometer with a plastic D-shaft, and of course Sony lists it as no longer available. The closest unit I could find has a split metal shaft, and would take 2 weeks to get here. While waiting, I replaced the 3 high-voltage selenium rectifiers with silicon diodes, and cleaned out the battery leakage with my brother's toothbrush. Finally, I mended the antenna tip with a self-tapping screw, some vinyl tape, and heat shrink. The potentiometers have arrived. They have a split metal shaft which is made up of 2 semicircular prongs separated by a space. The shaft has to mate with this D-shaped opening. I can't just break off one of the 2 prongs because the shaft will be too small. On the other hand, I can't just start grinding off one of the prongs because it will bend where it's thinnest. What I'm going to do is fill the gap between the 2 prongs with epoxy putty. That will make it a solid shaft. I'll also put a thin layer of putty on the outside of the shaft. This will give me something I can gradually grind down and shape to the D-shaft I need. After 10 or 15 minutes of careful grinding, it fits like a glove. This caused me to rethink the job I did on the antenna, which, if truth be told, I didn't like very much. I took a ball of the epoxy putty and shaped it into a Hershey kiss, which is much closer to the original's shape. The replacement control has been mounted and soldered into the circuit.
Many PC users expected Windows 95 to make the PC as easy to use as the Macintosh. But the fact is, the Macintosh is still much easier to use and expand than a PC running Windows 95.
I'm sure it is. Well, other than the apparent lack of brightness due to a weak picture tube, I think this TV is more or less done. If I find another picture tube for it, I will put it in for sure, because I'd love to see this set working as it did in 1972. After doing some research, I've discovered there's a slightly newer version of this picture tube that was used in later TVs. I bet you it was improved, perhaps with a more robust cathode.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing to see more interesting and unusual videos from Mr. Brown's Basement.